And the cover of Vessel is both of the band members' paternal grandpas.
Oh my god, I didn't notice their granddads. I thought it was just two old guys.
No, it's real grandpas.
Oh.
They're no longer with us,
Oh
unfortunately.
my goodness, they're dead?
Yeah, I think Josh...
They're very old on the cover.
Josh Dunn's, I think he was the guy on the left. He died like a week after the album came out.
Whoa. Oh my god, they killed him. That's crazy.
Then,
if I was Tyler, I'd be like, oh my god, my granddad's gonna die now.
Hey, howdy, hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Mike's Monday Jams, the official podcast for music appreciators everywhere. Today we're going to be talking about the song Fake You Out by the band 21 Pilots. Let's get it. It is Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Second to last of September. 2024 is really moved quickly. Mm-hmm. But it's been a big year, some might say.
Many are saying.
Many are saying for a multitude of reasons. Mm-hmm. But the Eagles started their Sphere run.
Oh.
We're recording it before they...
Is it tonight the first one?
Yes, tonight's the first one. So we'll see. I think it's interesting because, like, I don't know. It's not like the Eagles are known for having a massive song book. You know, how are they going to change it up every night? Or is it going to be the same set every night? Or
it's not a small song book.
No. But
it is like... You know, you're going to do a residency that long. Are you going to change it up, or is it going to be the same thing the whole time?
Right, because it's like in the era of social media, people are going to be previewed to all your tricks.
Yeah.
Which kind of blows.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I feel like nowadays so many artists do not change a single thing every night. But that's like what, like, people, because now people are going to concerts that, like, never went to concerts before, it seems. And because of Taylor Swift, they think that that's how concerts are. That, like, everyone for eternity has always done the same thing every night. Now, I know Taylor had her secret songs. I'm not talking about that. But, like, a lot of the other things were the same thing the whole time or whatever. And so, like, you'll go to concerts and, like, people will be looking at the set list during the concert, waiting for the next thing. And they'll, like, make playlists and, like, practice the concert.
Yeah, that grinds my gears, man. That's why I stopped looking at the set list before shows a long time ago for that reason.
I only like to look at a set list if it's like somebody that I kind of like, and I'm like, and I'm thinking about purchasing a ticket, and I'm like, are they gonna play the song that I want to hear, or am I do I need to prepare myself to be disappointed? Mm. Which is not something that happens. That's not something that happens that often.
Because if the artist wanted you to look at the set list, they would have provided it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you gotta give the artist the element of the show. Like, that's what they're trying to give you.
But I don't know. I feel like if that's what they wanted to give you, they would not do the same thing every night. I think a lot of artists are doing the same, and I'm gonna say it. I think it's lazy. I think it's lazy to do the same thing the entire show, the entire tour, and never change it.
It is lazy. And like, for the ones that do change it up, like, it shows your talent and your prowess at your particular music, like your particular instruments.
Yes, it proves you're a performer, but if you can practice one thing, you're basically learning how to be in a play.
Right.
So it's just a thought.
But that applies to the Sphere here, because I will be so interested to see if the Eagles just do the same thing night to night.
We shall see.
But they will be there from this weekend until late January, and then they have like a little bit of a break in between, like midway through December and like the second week in January or something. But they're the third band to take on a sizable residency at the Sphere. fourth band in general because Fish felt like they had to just get a weekend in before the Dead did. It was so ridiculous.
Oh, Fish played before
They did, literally
Dead
they
did?
played like 4 nights like just before the Dead. It literally seemed like a we got there first kind of thing.
That's so lame.
But it wasn't even a you can't call that a residency.
No, you played 4 nights at the Sphere.
Right.
That's so lame.
It is lame. And it's like you
Did
couldn't
people make fun of them for it?
I hope so. I mean, people make I'm with the Fish hate. Fish, no thanks. You know, as a jam bander, nah. You know, I'm not gonna get fished.
Mm-mm.
It's not. You know.
What
no,
about the fish food from
I don't know if I've ever had fish
From
food from
Ben
Ben
and
and
Jerry's.
Jerry's. I don't think I've had fish.
Have you
food.
had Cherry Garcia?
I've not.
Well,
I don't.
you should have cherry
I
Garcia.
don't know if I really like the idea of cherry flavor.
It
in
doesn't.
Ice cream.
It's like the real cherries. It tastes more like strawberry. You know,
Okay.
at least it tastes like a berry, not like a maraschino cherry
Fair.
or cough syrup.
But no, I have not had any of the Ben and Jerry's Jam Band ice cream flavors. But yeah, I don't Fish. No hate to Trey Anastasio. He's pretty good at guitar, but I don't know. The Fish fan I feel is just so different.
Weird,
I feel
freaky.
And no hate to any Fish fans. I don't know.
I'm sitting in the hate. You're a freak. It's spelled with a PH too.
So
PHREAK.
yeah, they're the 4th band. I don't think anybody has, announced anything there yet. So we'll see who's after the Eagles.
They did the UFC thing there the other day.
Yeah, but I was more meaning concerts because they also did the NHL draft there.
That's true. That was cool, the way that the screens looked for the NHL draft. That was cool.
Yeah. But who knows? Other piece of news, Reboot 2 was announced.
Sick.
Brooks and Dunn.
You guys, we've been waiting for this one.
Yeah, we did speak it into existence. We were hoping. I did think it would be like all new songs.
Yeah, it is
though.
interesting there are repeats.
Yeah, there are reboots to the reboot.
But I will say, I do think that if they came out with an album that was remakes of their old songs, even though they already did Neon Moon, people would be like, why is Neon Moon not on this?
Fair, but I feel like that'd be the only song they'd complain about.
Yeah, like In Boot, Scoot, and Boogie.
Yeah, you'd save the popular ones, sure, but some of the other ones,
Yeah.
if only we could have gotten, freaking She's Not the Cheatin' Kind with
Banger.
I don't know.
Ham.
Ham.
Down. Ham.
Riley, sure.
Oh,
But alas, we didn't. But we got Reboot 2, which is pretty awesome. So that means they'll be on the Reboot 2 tour for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Probably 5 years. So shout out that.
which
that comes
every
out in
time we
November.
saw that, it was repetitive, but there were a few different things that we saw.
Yes, there were.
And they said different things.
Yes. But that's coming out in November. I think the 14th, something like that, halfway through November. Today also, Will Dorado released their second full-length album, Talker. In my preliminary listen of it, it's pretty solid. Yeah, it does sound a little homogenous,
Oh, shocking.
a little all of the same in 14 different tracks. I think it is how many songs are on it, but it's pretty good. Diddy got arrested.
Sick.
So
You better wear non-slip shoes in his house. That's all I gotta say.
And
All I can say.
we took a very impromptu show adventure, and that is why our song today is "Fake You Out."
Well, before we move into the song, I do have one other piece of news.
Okay.
Rascal Flatts still has not released still has not announced a comeback tour.
They are teasing,
If they are
Pulling
not
you
about
along.
to,
pulling you.
they
along.
are doing something devious. Their Instagram is very much giving, we're ready to come back.
and
And their Instagram has not been active.
there's no Reddit page for Rascal Flatts, so if any listener would like to moderate, I'll co-moderate with you. I don't want to lead the charge. I'm not that big of a fan, but you can put my name on the co-moderation, sure. So we'll see. But
Yeah, we're still waiting. Maybe it'll be on Monday and the tickets will go on sale next Friday.
yeah, we'll see.
I keep thinking they're going to announce it on a Friday because, like, country music just has Friday vibes.
It does.
And so lots of country announcements and releases are on Fridays.
Yeah, but you want to announce tours at the beginning of the week. You want to have a pre-sale midweek, and then you want to have the real sale Friday.
Yeah, so maybe next week will be the week.
Yeah, that's the general business
Yeah.
formula these days, it seems. So, and it seems like they've got attention, but not enough attention to have a Reddit page, I guess.
All the comments on these Instagram posts are like, "What the hell is wrong with you? Just announce it already." Like people, we're getting antsy.
Come on, Gary.
We're getting antsy.
Mr. Levi.
The other day, I literally teared up at the thought of getting to go see Mayberry live. I literally started crying about it. So they better.
Hopefully you can cry in person.
They better get it together.
Hopefully they can make you cry in person and see it. But yeah, we took an impromptu show adventure this past weekend. We should have. Hindsight's 2020. Maybe we should have recording some stuff, but like we were just in the moment, man. We were just there.
Yeah. We were with some people that we don't know too.
Yeah,
so
but,
that would have been a little weird if we started vlogging.
No, but they would have been like, "Oh my God, Mike's Monday Jams."
Oh my God, I didn't even realize it was you guys.
I love the show, and I'm gonna be on an episode now.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. But we were in Philly, and for both our first times, pretty good city. Would go back.
I loved it. I loved Philly.
But we went to a Phillies game, and after, like, we had known 21 Pilots was playing in Philly that night for quite some time, but it was a little expensive. Plus, we were hanging out with folks, and it's always one of those things where it's like, especially with folks you don't see in a while, you don't want to like necessarily.
I'm not like, oh,
leave.
Hey, I'm gonna leave, or be like, oh, hey, pay $100 to go see 21 Pilots with me. Like, I didn't want to do that.
But I'm checking like all day just in case. And plus that stuff just interests me anyway. Like I was even looking at the Eagles tickets to the Sphere tonight this morning, just looking at the numbers. In case you're curious.
You so would do that.
In case you're curious, like last week they were like, I don't know, $300-$400 a ticket on average. Now, like this morning they were like, you could get in the Sphere for $150 smooth.
Wow.
So for your information, it's very interesting, and may this story be a little bit of a lesson, or maybe just maybe a sense of hope for you. Because if you don't get tickets to something you really, really wanted to go to, and it's like super expensive, like, and it's close, track it all day.
Yeah.
Like, especially like in the week leading up to it, because things come up for people. They want to get rid of those tickets, and they would rather cut their losses than try to make a profit.
Yeah, somebody ends up sick, and it's like,
yeah. I mean,
I don't want to get I don't want to just lose these.
Right.
And also people that enjoy concerts, like, it's like, you'd rather somebody else get to have the experience.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's like you try to get rid of them somehow so they can get really cheap.
Right. And if you go to arena show, chances are that's holding, north of 15 grand of people, 15K.
15 grand of people.
And what are the chances that and it's sold out? What are the chances all 15K are willing and able and in good health? So, but that's exactly what happened. I'd been tracking the prices all day. Like in the morning, they were still like 190-ish a ticket. It was like, like both of us had seen 21 Pilots before, so we were like not over the moon about it. And then like by the time we got to the Phillies game, it had gone down to like 70, 60, whatever. And by the end of the game, like we went to this little.
It was not little. It was huge.
No, it was massive. This property.
It was a mall of bars.
Yes. Pretty cool. Xfinity Live, shout out. This is your chance to sponsor Mike's Monday Jam episode. But it was pretty cool. We were just chilling, hanging, watching football and whatnot. And then like gonna check it one more time. / they also started playing 21 Pilots in the bar.
And some weird people started walking into the bar. It was like weird people that were gonna attend the show, and like people we were with, we were all kind of like, I was facing away from the door, but they were like, "What's up with the weird people?" And I was like, "Oh, 21 Pilots is playing," and they were like, "What?"
Yes.
And I was like, "That's definitely why there's weird people in here."
Yes, but look one more time. Tickets are $34.
I was like, What if
But
we
it's-
went? And then
it's-
I looked, it was $34.
It is 45 minutes before they are supposed to like walk on stage. Which, granted, like in Philly, like all of the stadiums are in one place, so it's nice. So we could literally just like.
But
walk.
it's like, okay, so we have to pay, piss, and leave right now.
PPL, pay, piss, and leave.
Pay, piss, and please get out of here.
3 P's. So that's what happened. We did it, and it was a heck of a time.
It was great.
And they played "Fake You Out," which is one of your faves. But the band, they're probably the best thing to come from Ohio. You know, they're from Columbus.
I was born in Ohio.
The second best thing to come from Ohio. Yeah, but he's a Southern man.
Oh, I don't. I don't like to say he's from Ohio. He
the-
should stop telling people that. He's from Memphis, Tennessee.
No, I don't tell people I'm from Tampa.
That's true. That would be weird. I don't think they're not going around people telling them that he's from Ohio. He might say he's born there. But.
Yeah. Origins of band at the Ohio State University, unfortunately. Mascot being in
You don't have to call it the Ohio State University.
It is trademarked. They have the trademark of the.
I know that's stupid.
It is. But their mascot's a nut.
Yeah.
Brutus.
I was asking IE the other day. I was like, is the mascot the nut or the or like
The little.
the dessert that's made from
Yeah.
the nut? Or I guess dessert could be made from the nut, but it's probably made from
Buckeye.
peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I don't know. I think it's the nut. It's just a fighting nut. It's like,
Fighting nut.
but I do kind of like him.
He's goofy. I mean, he got a real oval head.
I had a shirt with Brutus on it, and then Charlie stole it. It was too small for me.
And then
Charlie
ended
stole
up
it,
with
and then Lauren
right?
stole
Yep.
it because Lauren liked it, and he didn't wear it. And I said, Lauren, you can have it. So now Lauren has it. I don't know if Lauren is wearing the Brutus shirt.
I mean, Brutus, I ain't got a problem with Brutus. I got
Nah.
a problem with Ohio State. I ain't got no problem with Brutus, though.
I would still. The other day on the phone, he was like, "Do you want to go to an Ohio State game with me?" I was like, "I mean, yeah, sure. If you want
If
to
you
take,
really want me to.
if you want to pay for me to fly to Columbus on a game day weekend, sure."
You can't get Gigi to go, sure. But Tyler Joseph met some dudes that are obviously no longer part of the band because it's only 2 of them. But before one of them left, they like just done like, you know, the college circuit and whatever, and started just playing shows around Ohio because it's not that big of a state, I guess, in grand scheme of things. In a world where, you know, like Montana exists. It's
Yeah, I always
not as
think about
big.
it's like Ohio seems small, but there's like so many major cities in Ohio.
Sure are.
But I would like, is there one that's the main city? I don't think so.
Cincinnati, maybe.
I mean, Cleveland and Columbus, I feel like are
I feel
about the
yeah,
same.
it's true. I feel like they're all like in a similar
They're
playing
all-
field.
Yeah.
But I guess it would be Cleveland, no? Like when I'm like Ohio, what's the first one that comes to mind?
I guess Cleveland. I'm
Yeah, I
not
would
sure.
say Cleveland too.
But Joe Burrow lives in Cincinnati.
He does. Cully McCullum. Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Culkin, yeah.
McKeely Cool.
The Home Alone kid. But so before these other guys left, one of them was coworkers with Josh Dunn at Guitar Center.
Oh, sick. I was about to say Panera.
No. And invited Josh to join the band because I guess he knew he was about to leave. So he was like,
Well,
hey,
that's
Josh,
nice
come.
of him to find a replacement.
Yeah, he was like, come, you know, do this thing. And then he
It's
left
nice
like
of
a couple
him.
weeks later.
He screwed up there.
Sure did. But that guy specifically did, like, he was in charge of all of their, like, merch and up until, like, Blurry Face, and he still does, like, some merch. So he's still
okay. He just didn't
associated.
want to perform anymore.
Yes, but there was some other guy, like, the 2 guys that left, like, one of them, it was like, to focus on work, like, getting a real job, and then the other one was, like, to do more education or something. I think the one that was going to more school stayed with in the merch department.
All right.
But Josh Dunn, he was about ready to ship down to Nashville and try to make it there. But having, you know, been invited to join this band, he stuck around and, you know, saw it through. And
Good for
that
him.
worked out for him.
That really worked.
But they've been, you know, just the 2 of them for pretty much since their commercial inception,
Yeah.
which is cool. You don't really see duos like that anymore. And they just kept touring around Ohio until they finally sold out a venue in Columbus, and that got an attention from the record company. But shortly after signing, man, they went on a tour with Walk the Moon and Neon Trees in 2012. That probably was...
That would be sick.
Probably really, really good show there.
That would be awesome.
And then, of course, like that next year, they opened for Fall Out Boy with Panic at the Disco on the Save Rock and Roll tour. Perhaps one of your biggest regrets.
I should have been there.
I should have been there.
They played Mud Island, and it was like right about the time I was like getting it. I was like, I was gonna be an emo girl. Like, and so like I knew about it, but I did, and my dad totally would have taken me to that. And I didn't go. It's probably...
And nobody comes to Mud Island anymore, I feel.
No.
Literally, it feels like a dead venue.
Occasionally, maybe a Yacht Rock.
Yes.
We'll show up to a Yacht... Maybe the Yacht Rock review.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't go. And it is my number one concert regret. I should have been there.
Oh,
I should have been there. But yeah, and it was 21 Pilots, and then Panic at the Disco, and then Fall Out Boy, and... Brendan would come out and sing $20 Nosebleed with Patrick Stump. And that would be so good. That would be so good. I would spontaneously combust.
But you didn't. You're still here. You missed it.
I'm still here. I was not there.
So they had some pretty good early attention, to say the least, of like bands that were happening at the time. They were the ones opening. So like they, it was pretty much like... wherever they were going, even opening, it's like you're going to have a pretty good audience, which is nice because, fan bases of like Fall Out Boy and Panic are pretty dedicated. So, just loop one more group into that, and I'm sure because people kind of loop the three of them in together all the time. Like I feel like it's hard to like one and not like the others. Like I feel like there's a collective commitment to the three there.
I would definitely say.
And they're all signed to Fueled by Ramen anyway. So. Same label. But their popularity soared after their album Blurry Face. And they're kind of more in the like alt rock region, but it's hard to put them in a box.
Yeah.
Because
he's rapping.
He does, but that was never the intention. He just had a lot of lyrics. He just had a lot to say.
He has to get them all out. He's got to do it fast.
Right. So it just ended up that way. That was never really the intention. But they talk a lot about like self-reflection in their songs. They're sometimes a little over-dramatic with their metaphors in there.
I might say.
And their similes.
It's like, all right, chill out. Two white dudes from Ohio.
They've admitted to it. But over-dramatic. But their goal was like over-dramatic, but still like relatable at the core. But then they also talk about like a lot of insecurities, introspection, fear, and insecurities. I already said insecurities.
I would be very scared if I lived in Ohio. That would be scary.
Down in Ohio, swag.
I'll tell you one thing, just while we're talking about Ohio. I don't understand everybody nowadays talking about Ohio.
What?
Like they talk about the youngins slang. And they always talk about Ohio.
What?
Maybe you don't even know. You're so far gone from me, you don't even know what I'm talking about at all.
What?
Ask one of your RAs about Ohio and what they have to say.
All right. We'll do. Their shows are often very lively and very energetic.
They're not British.
They're very they're showmen. It's just the two of them, so they gotta
do
make
something to make it big.
Right, because when you look at the two of them on stage, the stage looks pretty small. Or there's a lot of space.
They look small.
Yes, because there's a lot of space. So they got to fill it. So they jump around. They go to second stages. They backflip. They got lots of lights and fire.
Josh Dunn takes off his clothes. Just a shirt. He keeps his pants on.
They got... Debbie Ryan would never let him take... He'd never
but
strip
the pop punk scene, there are plenty of dudes in underwear.
Well, Debbie Ryan would never.
Jack Bearcat from All Time Low, I think I've seen him almost naked before.
I'm so glad. They've been nominated for 6 Grammys. They won 1 for Best Pop Duo Group Performance for Stressed Out.
No.
And they're still going strong. They're on a world tour right now for their most recent album, Clancy, which came out earlier this year in May. But today we're talking about what Tyler Joseph considers as their quote-unquote first album, Vessel, which came out in January of 2013.
The self-titled one with Johnny Boy on it is a glorified EP.
Yes, and then they had one in between that was an independent release.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 6 songs on that were just re-recorded for Vessel.
Oh.
So it's like not
Which
on
songs were
Spotify or
that?
anything. Like Car Radio, Holding On to You, a couple others, 4 others to be exact.
Gotcha.
So this was really kind of their first,
Mm-hmm.
like, you spend time in the studio, you had like a real producer, you know, kind of ordeal. Arguably their best work.
I would say so.
I personally, hot take, think it's Scaled and Icy.
It is. I do like Scaled and Icy. It's good. I thought when Trench came out that I was probably done with them.
I think a lot of people thought when Trench came out, they were like, ah.
Because it's like, it comes on Alt Nation. I'm like, all right. Have I ever intentionally listened to it on my own? Never, not once.
There's like 2 or 3 songs I'll listen to. That's
Never,
it.
not once have I listened to Chlorine on my own volition.
Chlorine's a bop.
I'll hear it on the radio. That's fine. I think also it came out in like COVID era and it felt too on the nose.
It did not.
It didn't?
It came out in like 2017, 2018.
What?
Yep. It was definitely before COVID.
I don't know if that is true.
I would pay a lot of money. It 1,000% 2018.
What?
October 5th, 2018. Coming up on how many years
What
is
song
that?
talks about being in quarantine?
Level of Concern. That was a single release during COVID.
Oh, is that not on an album?
No, it's
Oh,
just
I
a
thought that was
single.
on Trench, I guess.
No. It's just a single.
Oh, well, that song, when it was on the radio, I was like, this is too on the nose. I'm like, shut up.
I feel like they were one of
I'm-
the first
I
bands
am
to release something
So
COVID.
sick of this. Now you have to put it on the freaking radio. Get it off.
They had to have been one of the first bands to put out like a
I was
COVID
not
thing.
about that, and I think that was like maybe the moment that I was like, okay, I think I'm over them. It's like I'm not about this. But Scaled and Icy is good.
It's so
and then
good.
they reeled me back in.
Yeah, it's so good. And that's a topic for another episode of why it's their best album. And I know that's going to get some hate and some disagreement.
Hear from your co-host and wife.
But I just think it's true. So
Not to gatekeep, but I don't know if you've been a fan long enough to be saying stuff like that. I'm just going to put it out there.
That's fair.
I'm just going to put it out there.
It's fair. And I was actually going to
You
talk
were not
about...
an emo kid.
No,
I don't
I
know
was
if you can
not.
say stuff like that.
But I was
Not
actually
that I
gonna-
was. I just wanted to be.
Can you let me talk,
Sorry.
damn?
You're the one that's interrupting me.
I was going to say that Vessel used to, like, piss me off.
Of course.
When I was, like, 12 or 13, because everybody was, like, listening to it, and I literally hadn't listened to a single song
You're
on
being a
it.
little bitch.
I was.
You were small and you were a bitch.
I was. And, that was back in my classic rock is the only music.
Which it's great music. You can like lots of things.
But
I mean, you were that way until, I pulled you out of that.
a little bit, yeah.
I would take
A
responsibility.
little bit, yeah. But I did used to... Anybody who's like, oh my God, do you
Well,
listen
you-
to Top? Like,
I
oh
hate
my
saying that. That's
God.
gross. But, what was I gonna say? Oh, I mean, you and Marco used to always call it my hipster trash.
Yep.
But I also never forced y'all to listen to stuff like this.
No. But again, hadn't spent 1 second listening. Like, once Blurry Face came out, like, obviously I knew Stressed Out and, like, Ride. But, like,
Which Ride is sick, Stressed Out is a yawn.
yes. It's just
A yawn.
very overplayed. But you would say Vessel is their best work.
I would.
It became the second album in history to have every song on it be certified gold.
I don't think I can pretend that this is the first time I'm hearing this because Mike told me last night about this, but this all is crazy.
So I try to hide like these stats from you so I can get the authentic reaction. But this one was just so
This
crazy.
is
that I had to
outrageous.
tell you, because the first album to do that was Blurryface.
So
once
insane.
Blurryface came out, everybody went back to Vessel and was like, "Oh my god!" And they're the only artists to do this, where every song on 2 albums is certified gold,
Wild.
start to finish. Crazy. And I tried to do like some more digging to see what else has been, whatever would fit that category, and my research was inconclusive. So,
Bruh, and Message Man deserves that.
Message Man.
On Blurryface?
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Message Man don't get the love.
Mm-mm.
That song slaps.
Yes, but it's not a concept album, Vessel, but there's like a lot of introspection, like self-reflection, thinking about how one processes things and whatnot. And the cover of Vessel is both of the band members' paternal grandpas.
Oh my god, I didn't notice their granddads. I thought it was just 2 old guys.
No, it's real grandpas.
Oh.
They're no longer with us,
Oh
unfortunately.
my goodness, they're dead?
Yeah, I think
They're
Josh
very old on the cover.
Josh Dunn's, I think he was the guy on the left. He died like a week after the album came out.
Whoa. Oh my god, they killed him. That's crazy.
And then-
If I was Tyler, I'd be like, oh my god, my granddad's gonna die now.
But he didn't die till like 2018.
Oh well. Glad he. I
But
wonder what
this-
his favorite song from the album was.
Probably Car Radio.
Probably not. He was probably like, Tyler, I'm happy that you like the music. It's not for me. That scary stuff is not for me, but I'm glad you like it, son. Enjoy yourself.
All right now.
I don't know how old people in the Midwest. I only know how old people in the South.
But it is both of their grandpas. And, I like Vessel now. I still don't really love Car Radio. I'm not listening to it.
When I was like trying to be an emo girl, I was like, oh, Car Radio is so good. But I'm like, I was pretending. That was so fake. I'm like, I don't need to listen. Every other song on the album slaps.
Yes.
Slaps. And I think that that's performative. People saying they love Car Radio. And I think that that's part of the reason, like with all the people at the time, just like me. But there are people just like me that never grew out of it and are still pretending to like Car Radio. You guys, we can stop. It's okay. The rest of the album is really good.
Right. The Car Radio is more of an art piece. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I mean, you could, if I read it as a poem, I would be like, you could say that the words are profound.
Yeah.
The song itself, I don't want to listen to that.
No.
I'm good.
No.
But like Holding On to You, I listen to it every day.
Mm-hmm. I wake up. I listen
Put
to
it
all day on you.
All day. All day.
All day. The idea for the album being named Vessel, though, is like, the vessel is like our bodies that are carrying an object far greater than the shell.
Oh, so it's not the Titan
No.
that imploded at the Titanic?
It's not Ocean Gate.
Oh, okay. I thought it was predicting Ocean Gate.
Unfortunately, no.
That vessel
No.
that went.
5 singles: Holding On to You, Guns for Hands, House of Gold, Today's Monday Jam, and Car Radio. But let's talk about Fake You Out. Let's talk about this song. It immediately, when you put it on, feels like you booted up Game Boy. Love that, just the kind of techno 8-bit. I think that's a keytar.
Really?
I think that's a, yes. I think
It's not just a computer?
No, I think that's a setting on a keytar.
Sick.
Because Tyler talks
Video
about...
game? A video game
Quit
setting?
playing them video games.
That's a video game. Give it to me. That's a video game. No video game.
The subject matter of the song is that it's like difficult to sometimes tell the truth about yourself in front of others. Mm-hmm. It's like, especially like through words, like how you're feeling, like it's difficult to like appropriately convey, which is a great throwback to last week's episode with the album Talking is Hard, because that was the whole point. Like, your words
Maybe that
don't
was why
always
they
convey.
toured together. They had similar mindsets.
Yeah, similar subject matters. And they, as a band, it's like one of their most honest songs because they feel like they have to lie to a lot of people about who they are because they're famous. And it gets dangerous when you start to lie to yourself about who you are.
Oh, like saying that you like car radio, maybe?
And now you just sit in silence.
Like saying that you're like, oh, car radio is so good and I listen to it all the time.
Tyler says that the bridge often surprises him, especially when they're playing live. Because it's like the rapping kind of comes out of nowhere.
I was about to say, when he starts rapping?
Yeah, just like comes out of nowhere. But then the beat drops. It's really like they as a group, it's hard to put them into a genre box, but this song in particular.
Well, I think that's part of the reason like I really like 21 Pilots is a lot of their songs, they are so different. And we've talked so much on the podcast about how much I like songs that have acts.
Yes.
Almost every one of their song has acts.
Yes.
Because they
movements.
Movements. They put different genres into every song.
Yes. Like you could argue that there's some techno, there's some alt rock, there's some rap, there's some, I don't know, like house music.
Yeah, which is also like, that's like stuff I don't like. Like
no, but it's like they found
but they find a way to like make it not, and they do like, I have a thing, I'm like, I don't want to go see a DJ live because I'm like, I feel like you're not performing, you're pressing buttons. But like when you see them performing, they're not pressing buttons.
They have to play to a track because it's just the two of them.
But then like Tyler
they're both
Joseph
still playing instruments.
Yeah, they play lots of instruments.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't feel like, oh, like there's piano in this song, but you can't play the piano. It's like, no, Tyler Joseph is playing the piano. He just can't play the piano and also play the guitar at the same time.
Right. Which his primary axe is usually the bass. They don't have a lot of guitar songs. But when he's holding an axe in his hand, it's usually the bass.
Ukulele.
And that too. But this song in particular, I think, is remarkable for that reason. It's hard to put it in a box because it feels like they just did what they wanted, and you might argue that it's lacks focus or vision or like can't figure itself out, but I would argue the opposite. Like it's done what it's wanted to do.
I don't think that's a negative thing, honestly.
Not necessarily, but the point is like it really works.
It sounds purposeful.
Yes. It's not like something that's trying to be way too complicated. It's something that from the beginning the aspiration was, let's make this thing that we want to make, and we don't really have to follow any rules.
Yeah. It's like the song is, it has like the video gamey vibe. He raps in it. He screams at one point. But then it's also like there's parts of it that sound like that you're at a really fun party. Like a fun party, you'd be like, yay! And then at the end he's playing the piano and it's like sad. It's a lot going on.
It would make I
don't know what part of the song I'm gonna pick for the sample. Because I think that
it's hard to be indicative of.
How do I portray the song in like one bit of it?
It would definitely make a top 10. While we're on that topic, a top 10 of like songs that are really like the lyrical content is sad, but like the music is like.
Oh yeah.
So they're very Bastille in that way. There's also a big emphasis on the melody of the verses because Tyler in an interview was talking about how like a lot of people just kind of focus on the melody of the choruses, but he's like verse can be just as catchy as the chorus, and so that's kind of what they put some focus into with this one. So it's quite a remarkable tune, if I say so myself. So, and 10, 12 years ago, me is like looking at this episode being like, man, what the?
Who did you become?
So resentful. But that's life.
Little bitch.
That's life. You grow up, you adapt your palate, you
You stop lying to yourself about car radio?
Yeah. And you don't just sit there in silence anymore.
No.
You listen to something like Fake You Out.
Yeah, you skip that one?
Yeah. But that's Fake You Out. You should go listen to it, and we hope you enjoy it. And now it's time for the segment portion of our show today. Kicking us off always is Emma's Everyday Jam, the song that you have been bumping on a regular basis. What you got?
Well, in all honesty, you guys, I didn't, until Mike decided yesterday what we were going to do for the podcast, I didn't think that we were going to do Fake You. I had decided all week,
I just didn't tell you until yesterday.
I was going to make my Everyday Jam Fake You Out, but I will say especially because I do not think we have it as an honorable mention. The way 21 Pilots, like, works is, like, Fake You Out and Guns for Hands are kind of like they're, like, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. They always play them together. Like, you go to the show, they'll play Fake You Out and then Guns for Hands. And they're back-to-back on the album, obviously, so it's like you're supposed to listen to them together. So I'll make Guns for Hands my everyday jam so we can make sure they're both included.
I know that you all have guns, and you never put the safety on, and you all have plans to take it, don't take it.
Boom, 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 boom,
boom,
boom, boom.
That's the sound of the grenade launcher.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's the sound of the silencer.
That's the grenade launcher.
Perhaps another example of them being a little overdramatic.
Yeah.
Guns for hands.
We can chill out,
Okay.
you guys.
Okay.
Go get some Skyline chili. Chill out.
Put some sugar on your chili. You nasty freaks. Now it's time for our major minor chords, the segment of the show in which we discuss our respective highs and lows. What you got?
My minor chord is that it is Friday and I do have to work today, which is unfortunate, but I've got that Friday feeling. It's okay. It's okay. I don't think there's all that much going on today, so I think it should be a relatively chill day.
Yeah.
But my major is this morning, you guys. I went to Hobby Lobby and TJ Maxx, and I just bought so much fall decor, and I am going to spend the day putting it out.
Hold up your pumpkin.
Well, this I bought from the grocery store the other day, but look at these are my favorite kinds of pumpkins. The striped ones. Yes, so.
It's fall, y'all. By the time you're hearing this episode, it actually will be fall because it's in the equinox tomorrow.
Yes, I do believe it is tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day of fall. But yes, I bought so much fall decor because I don't
It
think
says
I
the
had.
last day of summer is the 22nd.
Oh, so Monday's so the episode comes
It's
out on
the
the first day of fall.
How about?
Wow, happy fall, everybody. But I had some fall decor, and I think it was misplaced in our move. I don't know where it is anymore. So that just meant I had to go buy more of it, obviously. And I found pillows that look like leaves. At TJ Maxx, you
And a
guys.
3-pack.
My Maxinistas out there, get your ass
Run,
to TJ
do
Maxx.
not walk.
Because they got pillows that look like leaves. I'll insert a picture once I decide where they're going to go. But,
And a 3-pack.
yeah, 3-pack.
Like a pack
Tan.
of men's undershirts.
Yep, tan, burnt orange, and green. Our favorite fall colors. But, yes, so I'm excited to turn on my leaves candle and put out my fall decor.
Hell yeah.
I am hype.
I would say minor. It's like not cold enough.
I know,
I
I,
wore
like,
a
put on
hoodie
this-
this morning, and then like this afternoon I'm sweating.
No, for real. I put on this
It's not cold
sweatshirt to
enough.
go buy my fall decor because I was like, I want to wear a sweatshirt, but it was like 72. And I was like, and it said that like that by the end of this week it was going to be like the high was going to be like 71 or 60 or something. And so like I think like next week it is going to be chillier, but like I need it to get a little chilly. I'm
for
ready
sure.
for it to be chilly. There's like a couple days I've gone outside and I've been like, it's chilly.
Yeah.
But I like want it to stay chilly while I'm outside.
But major been blessed with some really good shows recently. In addition to seeing Top with my bros.
I'm just your bro.
Yeah. I went and saw Pearl Jam. Sick. Great show. One of the best I've ever been to be honest with you. Little solo trip there, but it was pretty remarkable. So they still got it. They be rocking, Mr. Vedder and company.
That's the second time we've done this on this podcast. We gotta stop.
And last but not least, it's time for our honorable mentions, the songs that almost made the cut or follow a similar rhyme or reason. And the first on the list, it's already been a Monday jam, but go listen to Holding On to You because it's a banger.
Twisting that kaleidoscope behind both of my
Like a pre-podcast era.
Pre-podcast Monday jam.
When was that your Monday jam?
Like it had to have been, so I'll tell you exactly when it was. This
Oh.
had to have been after the first time Tommy and I went to 97X and they, in between when the bands are switching out, they'll play old clips of bands that have been to 97X before. They'll just play like songs and they'll show the video.
That's kind of fun.
It is fun. And they played Holding On to You, like Vessel era, 21 Pilots, like probably came on the stage at like 2 p.m. You know, only like 1,000 people there, and Tyler's jumping on the piano. And so having seen that, I was like, wait, that song is actually pretty good.
And you were like,
so then shortly after,
she wasn't so wrong about.
Yeah, you catch on quick. So Holding On to You. Next up, Pearl Jam did release a new album this year, and for a while I was like, I had that reaction. I was like, maybe they should just, you know, play whatever they've already got. It's actually pretty good. I listened to it start to finish a couple times now. It's called Dark Matter, but go listen to the title track, Dark Matter. It's pretty good. Despite what Emma says. And last but not least, what she thinks. Last but not least, you know, new Will Dorado album, but one that was a single from the album that I've still been listening to a lot, that I think is worth your time and attention, is pretty good. Go listen to Bad Luck by Will Dorado. That's going to do it for us this week, folks. We appreciate the like, follow, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tell us an album in the comments that you once were like, ain't no way I'm listening to that crud. And then you came around to it, either because somebody showed you it, or you saw them live, or whatever reason.
Or there were some cute old men on the cover and you found out they died. You were like, maybe I should listen to that.
I should give it a chance. Maybe I should call her. But yeah, let us know something you've come around to. But appreciate all of the support, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.